Get cozy everybody, because we'll continue on with a game called Danganronpa Live or Die. I think it's trial time, right? Yeah, it is. Lots of people dead. Ouch. My neck. Don't forget to stretch, boys. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bow. Trial start. Okay. Let's begin with a basic explanation of a trial. During the trial, you will present your arguments about the matter and vote for the culprit. Your votes will decide the trial's outcome. If you correctly identify the culprit, only they will get punished. But if you make a wrong choice, everyone else will get punished, and the culprit will get to leave. Yeah, we all know this already. We've become painfully aware of the rules during our time here. Still, I'm legally required to tell you all this. So that no one can complain that they weren't told something later. Fine, got anything else to tell us? Well, you should clarify the most important rule. And that is the one about ending the game. You're really obsessed with that, aren't you? Can't you just enjoy your time here? No way. Okay, if I have to. So the rules say that if the killer is the mastermind and you expose them, they will also be executed like any other killer. And then obviously the game will end. And what about us? I will be forced to remove you from this place for good. Which must suck for all of you who wanted to stay, right? I don't think any of us wanted to stay. Really? Not a single person? No. Even though we have a bathhouse, karaoke room, a movie room, a game room, and what else? You can find all these things outside too. Yeah, but you have to pay for them. Some of them are expensive too. This game is like a 5-star vacation and it's completely free. It's not free if you pay for our lives, is it? That's only if you're a loser. You're the cool ones, so you survived so far. Don't call us the ones who died losers. But they lost the game, right? Oh no, I just did it too. Man, it's not 2008 anymore. Get some new jokes. It's better than the ones your comedian friend had. Just shut the hell up. Fine. So, are we clear about the rules? I think so. Great, then begin. Okay, may I start? Sure. Let's list the basic facts about the case. The victim, Ari, she died at some time during the night or in the morning. Poor Ari. We first saw her when she fell from the ceiling in the indoor garden. She has been tied to the ceiling using a rope. That was screwed up. Then the lights went out and the body disappeared. She must have been taken by the killer. Yet it's extremely unlikely that she'd still be able to move at that point. We eventually found the body in front of the Monokuma control room. The control room has been opened with a key, but the inside was completely destroyed. We don't even know the time or the cause of death for now. Yeah, so we had a lot to discuss. Okay, everyone, tell us your ideas. Ari must have been killed by the Mastermind, right? Yeah. We still have no definitive proof of that. Continue. We also have no idea about the cause of death. It's obvious she must have died because of the fall. That's wrong. Wound on Ari's chest. Counter. No, we can't be certain of that. Why not? Because of the stab wound on Ari's chest. It looked very much like a fatal wound. So I'm sure it could just be as well be the cause of her death. Okay, but she fell down from the ceiling before that, right? So even if she was stabbed later, she should have been already dead. That doesn't feel right. You mean you don't know where the killer would stab a corpse? Yeah, it seems weird. Maybe they did it to confuse us. You must have realized by now that this entire murder is needlessly complicated. Yes, it is. The killer could have just stabbed Arian, that would have been it. But instead they devised this entire multi-level setup. Are they toying with us? That's possible. They may also just try to make this as hard to solve as possible. Well, I'm not sure it works that way. What do you mean? We've seen before that committing a more complicated crime to confuse the investigators isn't always the best move. After all, we caught all the killers so far. Yeah, if you simply kill a person, you only leave so much evidence. But if you do several other things to complicate the case, you risk leaving more and more clues for the investigators. So what you're hoping to do is to use the killer's complicated plan against them. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, regarding the death of Ari, We didn't discuss another possibility, that the wound was made before the fall. So you're saying the killer stabbed her to death and then tied the corpse to the ceiling? Yeah. But why would you do that to a corpse and then move it once again after we found it? We already discussed that. They did it to confuse us. I think the one thing we should agree on is that both the stab wound and the fall would be deadly on their own. But what does it mean for us? It means that whichever happened first was the true cause of death. I see. So it's certain that she was dead when she was moved. I was wondering about moving the body too. The culprit moved the body while the lights were out, yeah. They moved around us and pushed me a little while walking by, yeah. But it was dark in the hallway too, was it not? I don't get it. It was pitch black. How could they see? At any rate, they had to move super fast, right? How could they see? The night vision goggles. Counter. That part is simple. They were able to move because of this. What's that? That's the night vision goggles that we found. Found? Where? On the floor near the light switch that the killer used. Interesting. Where would they take such a thing from? Probably the tool shack. There were a ton of different things there. Yeah, and they already featured in several of our cases, like the bonus knives or the fishing line. That place is the bane of our existence. Sadly, we have to deal with that. Anyway, this more than enough explains how the killer was able to move in the dark. Right, that way, they could maneuver around us and take the body without trouble. They weren't risking bumping into a wall or anything. Clever. And then they just left the goggles there so that we wouldn't find them on their body. Yeah, that would have been pretty damning. I suppose they were also lucky that they managed to finish before we turned the lights on. The garden was rather large and I didn't exactly remember where the switch was, so it took me a moment. If only I was faster. It's not your fault, Megumi. Anyway, we managed to find out how the body was moved, but we still don't know who exactly did it. We still have zero clues about the culprit's identity. It was probably the mastermind who did it. Are we sure? What if it was just a regular person? Maybe somebody is trying to frame the mastermind. How would you frame them if you don't even know who they are? Probably the mastermind? Yeah, I agree. Which bullet do you see? Like details in the files, probably. Hey, yeah, consent. Hey, that was right. I think Rio is probably right. Thanks. So you agree that it was the mastermind who did this? Yeah. That sounds good, but what do we have to confirm it besides our hunch? Well, I was thinking about the Monokuma file and what Rio said about it. Yeah, it's very concerning. What is wrong with the file? There's so much stuff that isn't in there. You mean like the time of death? As well as the cause of death. Yeah, those two are the two most important things about every murder. They are absolutely essential for an investigation. So a question arises, why did Monokuma not tell us that? To make it more interesting? I guess he did withhold one detail in the Sayori case too. Yeah, but this time there's much more. It cannot be a coincidence. Exactly, so my theory is that Monokuma is doing this to cover for someone. Someone? Well, there is only one person that Monokuma would help, right? Yeah, and that is the mastermind. Exactly. I very much imagine that the mastermind or the Monokuma to only include some details in the file. They can do that much? Well, I would imagine that the mastermind would have absolute control over everything that happens during the game. And that would include Monokuma. It's hard to imagine this annoying fool of himself Monokuma to just politely listen to someone's request. Hey, excuse me. I'm actually a very nice bear, I just don't listen to you guys. So do you confirm that you listened to the request from this case killer while preparing the file? No comment. I refuse to answer this question. I am not helping you solve this one. Well, that is pretty telling. Yeah, if it wasn't the case, Monokuma would probably just deny it. So we can assume that Monokuma hid several details of the crime to protect the mastermind. Yeah, and by extension, we can be pretty much sure that the killer and the mastermind are the same person. And that is a big thing. I've been telling you this from the very beginning. Yeah, but we needed to rationally deduce it to be sure. That's how it works. So that most likely proves that this is indeed the final trial. And it will decide what happens to all of us. Pretty stressful. Okay, let's discuss it some more and be sure we got it right. There. So you're pretty sure that it was the mastermind who did it, especially since we weren't given any motive this time. But there was also no reason for the mastermind to begin to act right now. We don't know everything about the mastermind's plans though. Oh, what if they also wanted to end the game now? No reason? There was a reason though. Remember Ares' promise? Counter. That's not true, Ayoka. Oh, did I say something wrong? The mastermind very much had a reason to act now and not before. You mean Ares' actions? Yeah, she was a direct threat for the mastermind. In what way? Ares promised to take down the mastermind. She had an idea how to do it. So the mastermind felt threatened by her. Indeed, and because of that, they decided to stop her the only way they knew. By murdering her. What exactly was Ares trying to do? We're not sure yet. But looking at where she was, you may assume that she tried to realize her plan tonight. Look at where she was. Yeah, she was outside her room at night. Why was that? She must have had something important to do. Exactly, otherwise, she wouldn't leave the safety of her room and risk being attacked. That's true, she knew about the risk. But what exactly was she trying to do? Looking at the place where we found her, I'd say something involving the Monokuma control room. Most likely she wanted to go there, but the mastermind found her. I wonder how did the mastermind even know that she was there? Oh, I think I know. Monokuma must have told them. Monokuma, is that true? I told you, I'm not telling you anything. I doubt that you will get any useful information from him. Isn't Monokuma supposed to be fair? That seems like breaking the rules. Well, I'm guessing that when the mastermind felt threatened, they chose to bend some rules slightly. If no one sees it, it's like it never happened. I hate people like this, it's basically cheating. So Eri went to the 5th floor at night so that the mastermind wouldn't notice, but because of that, she ended up dead. Yeah, it's a sad irony. Eri probably thought that if she goes at night, the mastermind will not be able to see her. But in reality, because she did it at night, there were no witnesses and the mastermind was free to murder her. That was easy to figure out, if only she gave it a bit more thought. True, I wouldn't do that if I were her, but I understand the reasoning. She might have also thought that she had to do something as soon as possible to finish the game before the next murder happens. But she ended up becoming the next murder victim herself. It's no use to pity her now, we need to avenge her death. You're right, let's discuss what we know some more. The mastermind used Monokuma to help them commit murder. They must have done everything in their power to stop us. Maybe they left us some false clues. It's not like they did something to sabotage the investigation, right? The mastermind is an asshole, really. Yeah, that part. Chaos and control. Yeah, that. Counter. No, fool, they did. You mean with that Monokuma file? That too, but that's not the most important part. I'm assuming you're talking about the control room itself. Yeah, have you all seen that room? It looks like a hurricane came through it. Oh, yeah, that's true. But wasn't this done just to prevent us from using the control panel? If that was the case, only the control panel would be destroyed. But the killer clearly wanted to ruin the entire room. Yeah, but why? To mess with our investigation, I guess. Yeah, there may have been more clues in that place that could help us. Something that was related to murder? Or maybe something that could help us solve the mysteries of this game and the mastermind. There were empty shelves in that room. They seem to have been emptied recently. Remember the locked archive? We found shelves with a lot of interesting files there. So this place could have had even more important stuff inside. Stuff that could help us identify the mastermind? Or to learn more about this game that we should know. That's why the killer removed all kinds of evidence from this room. They did it in a rather messy way though. There's one thing I don't understand though. Yeah? The key was still in their door when we arrived there, right? That's true. So why couldn't they just lock the door and hide the key? You would never be able to open the door after that. Right, you wouldn't find the files or use the control panel. That is indeed puzzling. Does anyone have any idea for why the killer couldn't lock the door? I was about to say that they didn't see the key, but that's pretty dumb, I think. I've got nothing for now. Well, I guess we will come back to this in a moment then. I think the more important question is who did it, then why? Right. Bam, bam. The killer is definitely the mastermind. Well, yeah, we don't know who the mastermind is. I don't think we have any way to shorten the list of suspects. I think the mastermind must be smart, so that's on me. Anyone can just go and say they're not the mastermind. We don't know the mastermind. Way shorten list of suspects. Yeah. Actions during blackout. Counter. Hey, Rio. Yeah? I think there is one way, even though it's not perfect. Anything will help. I thought of what happened while it was dark. See, Daichi, Ayaka, and I were all in the garden. Yeah, that was when we found the body. When it got dark, we all spoke at least once. So, question. Which people are suspicious? Ones who spoke in the garden, ones who didn't speak in the garden, ones who didn't speak in the garden. Yeah, because why wouldn't you speak? I think it's most likely that it wasn't one of us then. So you assume that none of you could take the body and leave the room, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I don't think it's 100% certain, but it's a starting point, I suppose. Also, Ayaka was pushed by someone in the dark, and neither me nor Daichi did it. Which would mean that there was a fourth person there, most likely the killer. Unless one of you lied that they didn't touch Ayaka. Yeah, that is also possible. Okay, let's say we can focus on the others. That is me, Alucard, and Fu. We're not completely ruling out the other three as suspects, though. Right, so what were you three doing at the time? I found them out in the dining room and went upstairs. I reached the 5th floor when the light already came back up. Let's see, and the other two? I was in my room. I only left it right before the announcement. Same with me, the announcement woke me up. So none of you have anyone that could confirm they saw them. That's true, I guess. Then I assume all three of us are still suspicious. Okay then, let's discuss this case from a different angle. There is something else I was just wondering about. And that is the place where Eri was stabbed. We have no idea where exactly she was stabbed. She may have been stabbed where we found her body, or in the garden before she was suspended in the air. Or maybe an entirely different place. It doesn't matter if she was killed by the fall. I agree. She was probably killed because there's blood in the control room, remember that? Consent. Yeah, Alucard, I think you might be correct. Of course I am. Eri wasn't stabbed where we found her, but she wasn't stabbed in the garden either. Then where was it? It happened earlier in a different place. More precisely inside of the control room. Why do you think so? There was a blood stain in the control room. The body was not moved through there in the morning, so it must have appeared there before. So you're saying that's where the crime happened and everything else was just a setup? That's right. So she was killed inside of that room. Yeah, I think Eri actually went inside the control room. And then the mastermind attacked and stabbed her. They pierced her heart, killing her instantly. Man, that was brutal. At least she didn't suffer long. This makes this entire case even more complicated. We have like 3 places connected to the crime now. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. The mastermind has done a lot to make this harder for us. Okay, but wait, something still doesn't add up. Yeah? I think the murder might have happened in the hallway. We deduced that Eri entered the Monokuma control room. Yeah, but it's impossible. The door was locked, even though we all have the control room key. Maybe the mastermind opened the door first. Our deduction so far has been wrong. Control room key. Ouch. That one is simple. Eri managed to open the door. How? With his key, of course. We found it in the door's keyhole. The door was very clearly open with this. Why are we even discussing that? I'm not blind, I saw the key. I just assumed that the mastermind opened the door after the murder. That wouldn't make sense considering the blood stain inside. Right. Eri must have entered this room while she was still alive. And I don't think the mastermind would have opened the door for her. Therefore, the most logical explanation is that she opened the door herself. Also, why would the mastermind trash the room if it was locked anyway? I see, they did it because it was already open. But why didn't they just lock it again? I think I know. If the room where the murder happened was permanently locked for us, we wouldn't have a fair chance to investigate. So, So it would have to break the rules of the game. We have the right for a proper investigation. Isn't that right, Monokuma? Of course, I wouldn't allow anyone to block you from entering the crime scene. So Monokuma basically confirms that this is the murder scene. I guess we already knew that. Okay, but how did Eri even get that key? We didn't have it when we last met. I think I have an idea. Question, how did Eri get the key? Oh yeah, the open puzzle thingy. Look what we found in Eri's room. Oh, it's a puzzle we found in the archive. Yeah, but it's open now. So what was inside? When we found it, nothing. Boo. But there must have been something there before. And you think it was the key? Yeah, it would make the most sense. The size fits, and if Eri solved the puzzle at night and found it, it would explain why she went to the control room immediately. That makes sense. So I guess we know exactly how the crime happened now, right? I need to review it. Logic drive. Better. Where did the killer catch Eri? In the control room. Next up. What did the killer do with the body after the Maida? Left it in the hallway, tied it to the ceiling, yeah. Correctamundo. Wait, did I say tied to the ceiling? I don't care. What did the killer do after we found the body? Tied it again, hit it, moved it. Correcto. There you go. Summary. Where did the killer catch Eri? In the control room. What did the killer do after the murder? Tied it to the ceiling. What did the killer do after we found the body? Moved it. I think we got it all figured out. The killer first attacked Eri in the control room and stabbed her in the heart. And then they tied the dead body to the ceiling in the garden. And then in the morning moved it to the hallway. It seems like we avoided the worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario? If the death was caused by the fall. Why would that be so bad? Oh, I think I know what you mean. I will explain anyway. See, the culprit for each case is not the person who came up with the kill. It's the one ultimately responsible for the death. And here, the fall was caused by us tripping over a rope left by the Mastermind. By me, to be precise. So if the fall caused the death, Megumi would have to be the culprit, and we'd have to vote to execute her. I'm glad that's not the case. Especially since then the Mastermind would avoid any responsibility. So why didn't the Mastermind do it that way? What do you mean? Why didn't they just incapacitate Eri and leave her hanging there? Then Megumi would be the killer. Can only assume that the killer was acting quickly. They wanted to simply stop Eri as fast as possible. Everything else, the hanging, the blackout, trashing the room, they came up with after the kill. That would make the most sense. The plan was still pretty devious. If we were so confused that we were unsure about the cause of death, we might have even voted for Megumi. So that's why Monokuma didn't include the cause of death in the file. Seems like the Mastermind underestimated our investigating skills in the end. Which seems careless considering they saw us solving several cases already. Yeah, go us. The problem is, all these deductions still haven't told us anything about the identity of the killer. You must be getting closer though. I have an idea for what we should discuss next then. Oh? It's something we usually cover first, but here we avoided the topic because we weren't sure of the cause of death. The murder weapon. Well, that's pretty simple, isn't it? The murder weapon obviously was the ice pick. It was laying next to the body, right? There was nothing else like that at the scene. The wound type also matched this weapon. Why are we even discussing this? Obviously the ice pick, nothing else. Match this weapon. Objection. Monokuma file. Counter. No, that's not exactly right. Why? See, Monokuma file omitted many details this time around, but there was one that it did include, and that is the size of the wound. Its size? Yeah, the wound had a diameter of around 1 centimeter, but the ice pick was smaller than that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it only had a diameter of less than a half a centimeter. Not large enough to leave a wound like that. That is weird indeed. Why doesn't it fit? I'm not sure yet, but I feel like this detail can lead us to the killer. What's wrong with this murder weapon? Is this another trap laid by the Mastermind? We're so close I can feel it. Just a bit more and we can leave this place. But first we need to unmask someone as the Mastermind. Are we ready for that? I need to push on. Reach halfway point, restored, yes please. Okay then, let's discuss this weapon some more. Maybe it was the ice pick but she was stabbed several times so that the wound was bigger. Or maybe the killer moved the weapon around while it was in the body. Ouch, that sounds painful. It wouldn't hurt you when you're dead. No, that wound was made by a single stab. I've seen some stab wounds in my life. Detectives are scary. Okay, but it doesn't make sense. The ice pick was at the scene of the crime. About that. Yeah? There's something else that doesn't fit there. What is it? Let's think about that crime scene again. Photo analysis. What's wrong with the crime scene? Which truth bullet, bloody ice pick. Got it. The ice pick itself? Yeah. What's wrong about it? I mean the place where it was found. It was just lying there next to the body, right? Yeah, and that's what is weird. If Ari was stabbed with it, shouldn't the weapon be inserted in her chest? And that is your problem? This is obvious. The weapon simply fell out of the wound after the kill. Okay, then tell me, when did it fall out? Because it fell right after the stab, we'd find it inside the control room, right? Yeah, that's where the bloodstain was. And if it fell out when the body was dropped from the ceiling, where would it be? In the garden, obviously. Right? Yeah, but instead of those two places, we found it next to the body in the hallway. Huh. Please don't tell me that you now think that the weapon fell out there. That isn't impossible. So the ice pick stayed inside the wound throughout the stabbing, raising, dropping, and moving the body, but it fell just as the killer left it? I don't buy it. Yeah, that sounds highly unlikely. I suppose you're right, but what does it mean? That the ice pick wasn't really the murder weapon. So what was it doing there? Pretty sure that when we were checking the door to the control room, there was no ice pick on the ground. No, it must have been taken from the kitchen, probably tonight. Do we know whether the ice pick from the kitchen was still there yesterday? I don't think any of us checked all the kitchen equipment just for fun. Yeah, that probably wouldn't happen. Still, I was in the kitchen at some point and now it's not there. So why was it moved? It wasn't to stab Ari with it, that is. I'm assuming that's just another trap laid by the Mastermind. By the Mastermind? Why? Are they trying to confuse us about every little detail of the crime? Not every single detail, but the ones that are important for sure. Do you think this is an important detail? Actually, I'm thinking that it may be the most important one of all. Ooh, why is that? See, the killer did some effort to make us think about that ice pick. They took it from the kitchen, moved it to the 5th floor, and then laid it right next to the body after moving it in the dark. That's how it looks at least. And now the ice pick is laying there in plain sight, simply screaming, "Hey, I'm the murder weapon." I don't want my kitchen equipment to talk though. Metaphors aside, you were supposed to look at it and immediately decide that regardless of the actual cause of death, the stab wound was made by this. Yeah, we didn't really question it until now. The only better way would be to put the pick in the wound, but that would actually give it away. Why? Because you would quickly notice that the pick is too small for that wound. With our investigating skills, I doubt we would miss that detail. Exactly, that's why the ice pick had to be left outside. Fortunately, we were able to compare its size with the size of the wound. We were lucky that you noticed that, otherwise we'd be fooled. Yeah, fooled, and then what? What would the killer achieve by that? See, what I'm thinking is, this was supposed to divert our attention away. Away from what? From the real murder weapon, obviously. Yeah. But there was no other weapons at the scene of the crime, right? Yeah, not in the control room, not in the garden, and there was nothing next to the body either. It doesn't matter. Huh? It didn't just divert our attention away from any items at the crime scene. It also diverted our thoughts from even imagining the murder weapon at all. Imagining it? I don't get it. I really don't like where this is going. But I have to follow this lead. I need to see where it goes. The point is, just by looking at the wound, we could imagine the weapon. Something other than the ice pick, right? Yeah, and if we imagine that, it would be very bad for the killer. Can't stop here, let's do this. The weapon must be able to create a stab wound with the same shape as the ice pick but slightly bigger. So the weapon that I imagined was little labyrinth. What could leave that kind of wound? I wish there was like a picture of the wound. Go away, please. Sup, dude? Get out of the way. Haha. Can't get away from me. Give me the D. Awesome. R letter. A little butterfly. Asshole. V. Where's the V? Remember the 5th of November. The gunpowder treason plot. There you are. Eek. Come on, dude. There you go. One last. R letter. Get back here, guy. Asshole. Screwdriver. Got it. Right, a screwdriver. Screwdriver? Makes sense. It's a weapon similar to the ice pick but with a slightly bigger diameter. And I suppose it's sharp enough to be able to stab someone in the heart. Right, if you were properly stabbed with a screwdriver, you'd die for sure. So we agree that the screwdriver is a potential weapon. But aren't there other possible items that could work like this? What items though? I don't know, I'm just thinking. Weren't there any iron skewers in the kitchen? Not only cheap wooden ones for one-time use. You wouldn't be able to stab someone properly with something like this. Exactly, there's no other item that fits. So what does that mean? It means the screwdriver is the murder weapon. Well, the killer went to great lengths to make us think that the weapon was the ice pick and not the screwdriver, right? Yeah, so that must mean that it would be bad for the killer if he knew that it was a screwdriver. And the reason for that is that there's one particular person who could have done it using the screwdriver. Really? Just one? Yeah, thanks to some circumstances that I will discuss later, I don't think it could have been anyone else. Okay, stop teasing. Tell us, who did it? I don't really want to say it, but I have to. It's up to this person to explain themselves. Well, one person who could have used a screwdriver was... Got it. Ayaka, I'm so sorry, but it's you. What? What? Ayaka had a toolbox, right? She fixed the fence, so of course the toolbox would also include a screwdriver. That makes sense. What? Ayaka, I find that hard to believe. What do you mean, Ayaka? That's impossible. It's true that it's hard for me to imagine Ayaka killing someone. Megumi, why are you saying this? Remember that we're not just talking about the killer here, but the mastermind as well. We already deduced that the killer in this case is the mastermind, right? Yeah. So you're saying that this fragile girl is the brain behind the killing game? Absurd. I know how it sounds, but please listen to me. Sure, I could never do something like that. There's nothing hinting that Ayaka could be the mastermind. Yes, there is. Her personality doesn't fit this at all. Ayaka was with you when the body was moved, right? Also, she was just as likely to have a screwdriver as anyone else. Nope. Toolbox. Counter. Counter. I'm sorry, everyone, but I just can't ignore the obvious. What do you mean? We all know Ayaka is the one who could use a screwdriver, right? No, we don't. The toolbox, remember? Right, it used to belong to Pascal, but now Ayaka has taken it. Well, I suppose so. It's true, she did inherit his toolbox after he died. Yeah, I did obtain his toolbox, but I never actually used it. Ayaka, please. This is so untrue, it's disrespectful. Why? Why? Well, question, what proves that Ayaka used a toolbox? Repaired fence. Yeah. Remember the fence in the garden? The one that got broken when the body fell down? Yeah, the same. Could only be broken because it has been repaired before. Right, since it was broken when we first saw it. And who was the one who repaired it? It was Ayaka, I think. Yeah, but... And what did she use to repair it? The toolbox, of course. Yeah, the exact same toolbox that we've been talking about this whole time. The one that Ayaka got from Pascal. The very same. So it proves that Ayaka did in fact use the toolbox. Do you deny it, Ayaka? No, I did use it to repair the fence, but nothing more. Megumi, don't you think that maybe someone took a screwdriver from Ayaka's toolbox? How? It was in her room the entire time. She said it herself. Then somebody came there and... The rooms are always locked when we're not in there, and the locks themselves are unpickable. It is impossible to break into a room without its owner's permission, unless they're dead. But, listen everyone, I really don't want you to suspect Ayaka, but I can't look away from the clues that clearly point at her. If you all want to defend her, then please show me the evidence. Don't just throw half-hearted excuses that you know are easy to dismiss. Okay, Megumi, then please listen to this. What if someone used a screwdriver different from the ones from my toolbox? Yeah, what then? That's really desperate. I'm sorry, but that's impossible. Why? There are two pieces where we found screwdrivers so far. The tool shack and the secret area, right? Yeah. First, let's discuss the tool shack. There were many screwdrivers there, true, but Pascal actually collected them all. He did? Yeah, he put them in this very toolbox, along with all the other tools he found there. So sorry, but this is a dead end. But then what about the secret area? Sure, there were screwdrivers there, but did anyone take any of them to the trial? I don't think so. Why? Because right after the trial, we moved back to the main area. We didn't return to the secret area. And since then, it has been locked once again. So unless someone took a screwdriver to the trial and then took it out, then no, they could not have used it now. Oh. Then what if they did? What if they just hid it in their pockets? Why would they? Did they plan the next murder while the previous one wasn't even solved? Even though there were so many more useful weapons? The weapon here was clearly used hastily to stop Eri from using the control panel. That's why it's a screwdriver and not a proper knife. But, hey, but what about what happened in the dark? We heard Ayaka speak, right? Yeah, she spoke as she was moving the body before leaving the garden. That would create an alibi. And to confuse us even more, she lied that she was pushed by someone other than us. But in fact, no one ever touched her. Megumi. Yeah? Why are you so cruel? Huh? I didn't do it. I tried so hard to change for the better. You helped me so much, I looked up to you. I know, that's why this is so hard for me. Megumi, please, stop this. Megumi, don't bully her. I'm not. Her. This isn't good, I can't get to her. I have to break through her words, and fast. Adieu. I looked up to you, I thought you were my friend. How could you suspect me of something like this? Inside the puzzle, Eri found a key. Yeah. The Mastermind found out about Eri's plan through Monokuma. The killer quickly grabbed a screwdriver. They took the weapon from the toolbox. The tools were earlier used to repair the fence. I was your friend. Do you think this is easy for me? If anything, it was you who betrayed my trust. I'm not a mastermind, I'm not. You really think I came up with this insane killing game? The toolbox was left after death by Pascal. The killer found Eri in the control room, I think. No. Eri was killed by stabbing. The killer trashed the control room. The body was tied to the ceiling. The killer deduced that the killer in this case was the mastermind. So if we can prove that you're the killer, you have to be them too. You don't have any proof, nothing. Could have been anyone else. The trap rope was stripped by Megumi. The killer turned off the lights. The killer moved in the dark thanks to night vision goggles. The body was moved to control room, fixed hallway. The fake weapon left at the scene was the ice pick. Corporate gave us the fake weapon so that we ignore the screwdrivers, and the only one who could use the screwdriver was you. So this is it. I'm sorry, but I'm not looking away from the truth. So you're right, Megumi. You're braver than us. You alone had the strength to go out while we were scared. Yeah, but Ayaka, really? How is that possible? Sometimes the most innocent-looking ones are the most devious inside. Everyone, I'm sorry, Ayaka, but this is how it has to be. Megumi. Yeah? I'm not happy about it, but I commend your strength. Now, you know what you have to do. Yeah, I know. As much as I had to do it, I've come so far, so I won't stop now. This time to summarize this final case and end this game for real, without any lingering doubts. This is it. The case started when Eri saw the puzzle that we found yesterday. Inside, she found the key to the control room. Without waiting for the night to end, she quickly left the fifth floor. Monica noticed her and warned the Mastermind right away. The Mastermind grabbed the only weapon that was near them, the screwdriver. They took it from the toolbox in their room. Erin made her way to the control room and opened it with a key. But the Mastermind was right there behind her. They also entered the room. While inside, they quickly stabbed Erin in the chest. The stab pierced Erin's heart, killing her instantly. Since the culprit couldn't lock the room, they trashed it instead, destroying the control panel. Then they took the dead body to the garden. They tied the body with a simple rope. Next, they suspended the body in the air, right below the ceiling. To lure us to the garden, they left a message in the dining room. Daichi and I found the message in the morning. We met the culprit and went with them upstairs to the garden. I tripped on the rope, activating the trap. This caused the body to fall down. The culprit then confused us by turning off the lights. They used the main light switch on the wall. They were able to move in the dark thanks to the night vision goggles. They spoke to us so that we think that they were next to us the entire time. The killer then grabbed the body and moved it from the garden. They left next to the wall, close to the control room. And to confuse us even more, they left an ice pick next to the body. Then quickly, before we could turn on the lights, we returned to the garden. They returned to the garden. And the person did all that. Ow, my neck. Was you, Ayaka Higabana. That. And this is it, the entire case from start to finish. Damn. I still find it so hard to believe. Me too, but the evidence makes it rather clear. Who would have thought? I'm sorry, Ayaka, but it is the truth that I've found. I will not look away from it. Now I have to ask you for one last favor. Can you please come clean? Can you admit whether you are the killer and the mastermind? You... Ayaka? Don't push her. No, do push her. We need that confession. But Okay. I think it's time. It's time I finally show up. Oh, so... split personality? Huh? You got that goddamn right, little Miss Detective. What? Ayaka? Yeah, it is I, Ayaka Higanbana, also known as the Mastermind of the Still a Little Game. The Mastermind, Ayaka Higanbana. So you admit that it was you? Of course I do. No point in hiding it any longer. What's with the sudden tone change? Oh, well, I just want to let everything out for once. Ayaka, then what about all the time we spent together? What about the things we spoke about? Was it all a lie? A lie? Oh no, you misunderstand. It was all completely genuine for the other me, of course. Other you? Yeah, the other Ayaka, the one that you met. She was very happy to spend time with you and really tried to change for the better. Oh, what a poor little soul. But I don't play like that. So what? Is this like a split personality or something? Split personality? But that's like the most overplayed cliche there is. Still, it would explain many things, like the difference between the Ayaka we know and this mastermind. Who cares if it's overplayed when it still works, even after all these years? Good writing is an art of playing with tropes, you know? Yep, that is true. Good writing, what do you mean by that? Does she think she's the character in the play or something? Maybe it's a narration thing, like with Sayori. Yeah, you still don't understand. Very well, I will enlighten you. That can come later. For now, we should vote. Yeah, to end this trial for good. What, you're planning to vote for me as the killer? Well, you are the killer, right? And you want to execute me. You certainly deserve it. The rules said that the mastermind can be tried and executed, and if they are, we get to leave the game. Oh sure, the rules say you can do it, but I say you can't. I knew it was too easy. She's trying to threaten us, but we won't give in. I know what will work. Rio, use the gun we found. What? Right, the gun. Oh, about that, I'm sorry. What? I didn't bring it with me to the trial. It's still in my room. What on earth? So in the one moment when we could need it, you chose to leave it behind? Yeah, my bad. You're bad. Our lives are on the line here, lol. Can you shut the hell up for a second? I'm trying to speak. I don't want to be physically intimidating you to prevent you from voting for me. I simply want to talk. Talk? Yeah, I will give you the answers that you've been seeking for so long. And when I'm done, you'll be so full of despair that you'll vote for yourselves to be executed. I highly doubt that. I am pretty certain. Well then, let's begin. What do you think is the nature of this game? Isn't it like a mafia thing with betting on who survives? Or maybe we've been kidnapped by a foreign drug cartel. It could just be a TV show or something. No, it seems like something devised by a sociopath. Or maybe we've been abducted by aliens. Haven't thought of that, huh? Agree. Danganronpa flyer. Consent. Yeah, now I get it. It is a TV show. That's what the flyer was for. Oh, so you found it. A bloody spectacle for the whole family. Apply for the next season now. It's a TV show. So that's why there were so many cameras. Yeah, even when I was trashing that room, I made sure not to touch the camera. Can't ruin the view for all the fans. We're in a TV show. Exactly, the most popular show on Earth. The finest killing entertainment there is. It is called Danganronpa. Exactly, you stole my line. You're actually supposed to say Danganronpa in that weird robotic voice, but it's okay for a first timer. Danganronpa. That is impossible, no one would allow that. What about society, the police, the government? Society loves that kind of stuff, it's their favorite cheap entertainment. And the authorities? In the capitalist world, whoever has the money makes the rules. Oh, is there like any other game that criticizes other than capitalism? Like, is there communism, Marxism? None? I wonder why. Maybe it's because they're all starved to death before they can make any fucking games. You'd be shocked how much some middle-sized bribes can get you. That's all it takes? Yeah, the government actually updated the murder laws for this show. It's now in its separate legal category, the so-called murder entertainment. Fascinating, isn't it? That sounds like some kind of sci-fi dystopia. But it's all true, that's how Danganronpa works. And it's been working this way for 54 seasons now. And what's your role in all of this? Oh, me? I'm a high-level employee at Team Danganronpa, the company behind the show. I'm actually one of the main writers, and I've been assigned as the director for the 54th season. So why are you here? Shouldn't you be behind the camera? I prefer a more hands-on approach, that's why I put myself in the middle of the action, as a mastermind. And you came up with this entire game? Yeah, I invented this place, the motives and so on. I also gave orders to Monokuma. Seriously? Maybe it'll be easier for you if I demonstrate. Hey Monokuma, what's up? Command entry mode, do a little dance for us. Understood. Monokuma stood up and started breakdancing on the floor. Done. See? He listens to everything I say. So she is actually for real. The mastermind. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the director and the writer for the season. I came up with all of the ideas. I even came up with the title. The title? Yeah, since it's the 54th season, I named it Live or Die. The live is in capital letters, you know, like the Roman numerals for 54. Same like V3. Really? You couldn't have made it any more obvious. Not all of our viewers are smart. Some need a more direct approach, you know? And at least it's factually correct, not like the last time. Yeah, weird. V3? This is so dumb. Roman numeral 5 and then 3. Last time, yeah, the idiot in charge of the previous one used V instead of L as the Roman numeral for 50. Yeah, we actually got so many complaints because of that. Yeah, it should have been L3 then. That's stupid. Okay, that's all nice and all, but I still don't understand it. I don't understand why. If this show is such a big thing in the world, why none of us remember it? Yeah, it's impossible we all never heard of something that big. And if we remember it, we would instantly know where we are. Yeah, there would be no point in making any theories that way. Oh, you poor little babies, that's a very simple explanation. You all have known of this show. In fact, you were such big fans that you volunteered for it. What? I would never. You would, you just forgot about it. So we don't remember about this game because our memories were removed. Like what happened to Fu? No. If only they were just removed. Then what happened? Oh, we're getting to the best part, the one that will make you despair. You actually don't have any real memories at all. What? Remember the flashback light? Yeah, the thing that made us remember stuff? It doesn't make you remember things, it imprints fabricated memories in your mind. So in short, all those memories you learned then were fake. What? Even Sayori? Yeah, she wasn't terminally ill after all. Oh shit. So she and Katsuya died for nothing?
No, not for nothing. They die for the entertainment of millions of people. This was actually one of our most viewed episodes in years. How can you talk about it like that? You're inhuman. Yeah, anyway, now that you see how it works, here's the big part. All the memories in your head were created in the same way. They were just imprinted before the show. So we wiped all of your real memories and replaced them with fake ones. No way. And that's not all. The same thing that we can do with memories, we can do with personalities. So our personalities are also fake? What? We're not real? Yeah, there was never a person named Megumi Edogawa in the real world. Everything that makes you you, your memories and personalities, were created by our writers. But why? To make the show more interesting, of course. Real people just aren't that fascinating. So we're fictional? My predecessor liked this world, but I see it differently. You were created as fictional characters, but you were brought to life by the magic of television. So now you're real, you aren't fictional, you're just artificial and fabricated. That's still terrible. So everything we knew was a lie? Something like that, yeah. Oh, and my other self, that is also a character that I created. I implanted myself with another innocent personality that looked more believable to you. So I guess we're all the same. No, that's a lie, you're lying. No, you are lying to yourself by refusing to accept the truth. You know that I'm right. But then that means there's nothing waiting for us outside, no families, no jobs to return to. Then Rin Sister also doesn't exist. Yes, that was another piece of drama that I masterfully created. But then what's the point of us living these lives? Exactly, that's my point. Huh? Your lives are meaningless outside of the game, and the game is about to end now. Doesn't that fill you with absolute despair? Yeah, I suppose so. Ugh. Why? So there's just one more thing to do. Vote for yourselves as the culprit and end this miserable existence. It's easy, right? Now when you know everything, we can finally move to the vote. No. Huh? No, it won't end like this. I can't give up to despair. We are artificially created, so what? Megumi, we are still real people. We exist in this world. Yeah. No life is meaningless regardless of how it was created. Yeah, except for, I don't know, cockroaches, mosquitoes, they are pretty annoying existence. What are you saying? That's stupid. No, it's not. Even if we don't really have anything to return to this world, we will create something new. We have to try. You're right. We will not throw away our lives here, not after so many others have lost theirs. We deny your despair. What? No. Besides, unless we leave this place, we will never know for sure if you are telling the truth or not. So I say, let's give it a shot. Are you with me? Yeah, you're right, Megumi. I don't understand a lot of this, but I want to live my life. Haruo died to allow us to live on. Yeah, we must not forget the sacrifices of everyone. I don't care how I was created, I'm still me. And I will continue this life. Yeah, we can't give up now. We've come through so much so far. I will get out and I will make those responsible pay. You're absolutely right, Megumi. You will end this horrifying game today. We're all with you. Everyone, thank you. So our minds are all made up. We are ready to vote. We are ready for the vote. What? No. But what about the despair? What about... Okay, I've waited long enough. It's voting time. Hey, wait a sec. Please vote using the panels on your desk and choose who you think the killer is. And remember, make sure you do vote for someone, otherwise you will be punished as well. I said wait. Let's see the verdict. Will it be right or will it all go horribly wrong? Got him. Oh, that is absolutely correct. The culprit who killed Shimura and also the mastermind of the killing game was none other than the General Gardener Ayaka Higanbana. Congratulations! Hey, Monokuma. What? How dare you? I was about to make them all fall into despair. No, they were all ready to vote and decided what to do. I command you to redo the vote, with the right result this time. Sorry, can't do that, that's not how the rules work. Right. Command entry mode. Redo the voting. I still refuse. What? You have to listen to me. Your alpha level clearance is not enough to break the basic rules of the game. Only omega level users can do that. What do you mean? There's a higher level than me? I am the mastermind, the director of this show. There is no one above me. When you decided to enter the game, you became one of the participants. And participants have to abide by rules. That's how rules work. So by putting herself in the game, Ayaka lost the right to break the rules. Seems like it, which means she cannot disallow the result of our vote. So we really won. Indeed, we correctly voted for the killer in Aries' case, which means we won the trial. And now she has to face the execution. And after that, we should be allowed to leave, since there will be no more Mastermind, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay then. Wait. How can this be happening? Huh? What's going on? Oh, everyone. Ayaka? Yeah, it's me again. I'm so sorry. Are you our Ayaka? Yeah, you could say that. I'm so sorry for what happened. I wasn't even aware of my other self. That's really weird. We're not sure how the implanted personalities really work. Anyway, I never intended for all this to happen. I genuinely wanted to be friends with you all. I would never wish harm on any of you. Ayaka, we understand. In just a moment, I will disappear again. But please know that every moment spent with you was a precious memory for me. Please don't forget me. Goodbye, everyone. We won't, Ayaka. We all love you as a friend. Just like putting it out there. This was an amazing time for us as well. So please. How dare you take over without my permission? Who the hell do you think you are? You're a fabrication like all of those losers. I am the only true human here. No, you're all just as true. It doesn't matter who created us and how. We all live our lives in reality and we will continue to do so. And you, the true human, have lost. I refuse to accept defeat. I refuse. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters is what he thinks. Huh? Yeah, enough babbling. It's time for my favorite moment of the day. Hey, I'm still talking, but I'm not listening. The time is up. I hope you all said your goodbyes because we're doing it. Listen to me, I refuse. Yeah, right. I have prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate gardener, Ayaka Higanbana. I am your master, you can't... It's punishment time. Sea of Thorns? Okay. You saw the other Ayaka in the dark. She was still looking furious. Suddenly a thorny vine came out from the floor. He grabbed her leg, cutting it and making it bleed. Then more thorny vines appeared from every direction. They grabbed both of Ayaka's arms and legs. The vines started pulling on Ayaka's body, dragging it across the floor. Oof. She struggled to get free, but to no avail. The vines dragged her into the giant pool full of thorns. She started slowly disappearing below the vines. Soon only her arm was visible from below the sea of green. She watched helplessly as she drowned in the thorny pool. More and more blood was splattered from the place where Ayaka was. The thorns were becoming soaked with blood. Finally, the vines threw Ayaka's mangled body out of the pool. She barely resembled a human being anymore. Damn. And then it was over. For the final time, we witnessed this horrible spectacle. Ayaka. She deserved that, to be fair. Maybe the Mastermind did, but not the Ayaka we knew. Yeah, she didn't choose to become a part of this person. Her death was just as tragic as the other ones. Phew, I had fun. And that execution was pretty well prepared. Did Ayaka come up with the executions as well? Sure, she wrote them all by herself. Though I'm pretty sure she didn't expect the one she wrote for herself to be used. There were executions prepared for all of us? Yes, all 16. It's a shame we only got to see 5. There were some absolute bangers there, some simple but effective, some more intricate but all great. Oh, and one person had an all-time classic. Since we're done with this game, I suppose I could tell you all how you could have died. We really don't want to hear this though. Yeah, there's been enough death here for a lifetime. I'm morbidly curious, but I think I prefer not to know. Well, it's your loss. Anyway, that's not what is important here. And what is? You said it yourself, the game is up, right? Yeah, I can't run it without a Mastermind. I'm pretty sure the TV show went into credits already. Then let's not waste any more time here. Yeah, let us out of this place. We want to leave now. When we're out, we can discuss how to deal with those behind the scenes show. It won't be easy, I'm sure they got the best lawyers you can get. Still, it's a question for another day. Now we need to leave this cursed mansion. So, Monokuma? Fine, as promised. You know, since bears always keep their word. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. You'll miss this place sooner than you think, suckers. You'll come back crying, begging me to let you in. But I will laugh at you and say no. Yeah, right, just get this over with. Okay, we need to go back to the ground floor then. Lead the way. So this is it. This is the place where we all met for the first time, right? There were a lot more of us back then though. We've come a long way. But now it's time to end this hell. So Monokuma, open the door. Oh no, that's not my part. Huh? The procedure says I'm just supposed to lead you all here. The guys behind the game will take care of actually getting you out. Well fine, I didn't want to look at you anymore anyway. Boo, that's how our goodbye is going to be? Yeah. Well, fuck you too. Bye. Finally. We got rid of him for the last time. So everyone, what do you want to do when we get out? I want to go to a fancy restaurant. I want to rest in my own bed. I want to learn more about this game and who is responsible for it. Right, we could do something to stop them. This won't be that easy, you know? I'm not saying it will be. Hey everyone. Yeah? Just how long do we have to wait? I think somebody should be here soon. They haven't forgotten about us, right? That's very doubtful. So, where are they? What's that? The back door just closed. But why? Hey, what's going on? Let us out. I'm afraid we've been lied to. Oh no, I know that sound. No, not again. It's that damn gas. Ugh. But why? What now? This has truly been a wonderful game. I've never experienced something like that firsthand before. I need to try this again someday. But sadly, this game has now come to an end. Thank you for playing, everyone. It was nice to be able to spend time with you for a while. Now it's time to clean up. Omega level clearance activation. Somewhere else. Security layer 404 disabled. All security layers disabled. Access granted. Enter mission control panel. Yeah. Finally, I'm in. I promise I will help you all. Or my name is not Clef. What? Wait, I'm alive? Wait. Wait, what? Me? What did I... Yeah, I entered my name as a save point, but I didn't expect to be actually here as a character. Nice. When I saw the name Clef, wait. Is this the same guy from Danganronpa single file? To be concluded in the final chapter. Save on the first slot. Okay. Now what? Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Interesting chapter, so we're not actually done because there's something more in this. So this is Danganronpa Live or Die. Nice. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.